And we'll get started here in just a few minutes here. All right. I want to welcome everybody into the show. This is Primetime Weather. Getting a little started a little early tonight. Usually go around 9:30. We're 9:28, just a little bit shy of that on now June the 26th here. We're about a week away from the 4th of July. 4th of July, 1 week from tomorrow, folks. And you know what I always say is once you get to the 4th of July, summer goes by really, really fast. I mean, you're already staring at, you know, the middle of the summer, and you're looking at just, let me see here, 1, 2, 3. You're looking at 4 weeks from tomorrow as the start of the, so 5 weeks from now, the start of the 1st of August here. And that's the start of the fall spring football season here for area high schools. And you get NFL training camps that get going later on next month. And you have NFL preseason games in early August starting up. Then you have college football and high school football games that get going later on in August. You have the Hotter than Hell 100 here in Wichita Falls. And then we get to September. And you're into the fall season at that point in time, although it's still hot here. Some parts of the area today saw some good rain, heavy rain. Other parts didn't see anything yet, but there still are some rain showers out there tonight. So we'll talk about that. We don't have many people on here tonight, which is a bit of a disappointment here. We've been averaging about 40, 50, 60, 70 people, even over 100 from time to time. But tonight only got 15 folks on here. That's a bit of a bummer. But, you know, that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles sometime, right? So what do you guys want to talk about tonight? What do you want to talk about on prime time weather here? You know, I'm always one, Judy, that we're coming out of June now, and we're through our main severe weather storm season. Now we'll get some summertime stuff occasionally. But that usually isn't too bad unless you get those microbursts. And, you know, we do see those from time to time. And most of, as far as a weather goes, this is the most boring time of the year for us. We just got through with our most active time of the year. Now we're in the time of the year where there's just nothing going on at all weather-wise on most days. And you start to get into July and you start seeing the triple digits show up. And basically every single day it's 100 or higher. You know, I still don't think that this summer, for the most part, is going to wind up being too bad. It's not going to be one of our hottest summers, that's for sure. But we will see some hot weather that's going to move in. And there's some indications that we might see a little stretch of maybe some really hot weather just after the 4th of July. It may get a little hot this weekend too. We'll see. But you know, the triple digits maybe on over into July. So, you know what? Maybe so. I'm good, Kate. Thank you. Maybe so, Christian. Let's share some weather data here. And let's take a look at those rain chances because there might be some creeping up on us. Some places seeing some rain now. We might see some later tonight into tomorrow here as well. So look at there. Weatherman Cam Lindsay is on his vacation, and there he is showing up in the chat over here. So we got Weatherman Cam in the chat. I tried to get him come on live with me tonight because he doesn't have to get up early tomorrow morning. So, but he said, I'll be on the chat. I think that he just was afraid to come on with me live tonight for some reason. I don't know why. So anyway, so he's here in spirit and in chat. And I got that picture of him around here somewhere. I don't know where it's at. Let me go see if I can find it. Here it is. Here it is. So even though Weatherman Cam Lindsay's only the chat, there he is right there, folks. We still got him here with us in spirit and in picture there. And that is a good picture of Cameron, by the way. Bristol, little friend Bristol, is the one who drew that of Cameron. And that's a good picture of Cameron. I think it looks just like him. So anyway. Oh, and by the way, mine, as you can see, you can't really tell much by mine there. It's just you just see a TV with a weatherman up there. So I guess that's what it looked like. I don't know. But anyway, little girl drew that, so we like it regardless. We like it. We like it. So Cameron, tell everybody where you're at right now, because I think everybody can see this. I'll tell everybody where you're at. You don't have to. Cameron is in. I guess you're in Chicago tonight. Is that right? Are you going to a Cubs game? I can't remember. Maybe you're in northern Indiana. He's where he grew up there in northern Indiana, around Chicago. So. Maybe around the Chicago area. So he'll be up there for a little bit. And I guess he'll go see his folks down in Kentucky for a little bit too. and then he'll be back here. Well, I guess about this time next week, Weatherman Cam will be back because he has to go on the 4th of July because everybody is here on the 4th of July. Everybody has to work on the 4th of July here because we have 4th in the Falls. And like I've said before, it is a really, really fun event to go to. It's down there at the K. Yeager Impec area. They have the live entertainment. Now, it is going to be hot. I mean, you just can't do nothing about it. It's going to be hot. Now, once the sun goes down, it's usually not too bad, but it's still going to be pretty hot and pretty humid and pretty sticky. But we'll broadcast that live on News Channel 6 that night. So if you don't get to go down, you can see it live on TV. And you'll also be able to hear it too. Now, see, the thing about this one is, here's what I like about this fireworks show is and the reason why I like to be there for it is because it's synced to music, and that's the way it was last year. I don't know if it is this year, but it's synced to music, and it is a top-notch, fantastic fireworks. It's probably one of the best I've been to. I've never been to the one at PK or Hell's Gate, but I hear that's the best you'll go to. But only one I can compare it to that's as good as that is in Disney World. Now, I used to several years ago. This is back, well, many years. It actually kind of makes me sad because this has been when my kids were small. I always looked so forward to the 4th of July. It was my favorite holiday of the entire year. I'd take off about a week, and me and the kids would go to my sister's house that lives, my sister that lives in Bella Vista, Arkansas. We'd go up there. She lives up on a mountain there, real pretty area. They have a lot of lakes around where she lives. We would take the boat out. We would do all kind of fun. It was our vacation. We did a lot of fun stuff. My parents would go up there. It would just be our big family gathering throughout the year, Christmas and that one too, and there and the 4th of July. But that's when the kids were small. Of course, now they're grown and they do their own things now. Like I have no idea what they'll do. Honestly, I really don't. I very seldom even talk to my kids anymore, to be honest about it, which kind of sucks. I see them on Sunday for family dinner night. I might get a text here or there from them here or there. Now, Cape, I don't hear Cape, period. That dude's in his own world, man. Of course, he's at home for the summer break for a little bit before he has to go. He has to go back after the 4th of July because they get football started up there in Kansas. But anyway, it is kind of sad that I don't get to talk to my kids as much as I used to. But they have their lives; they do their thing. So, I actually saw something on TikTok earlier tonight that was kind of sad, and it was talking about your kids, and it said that there's a 10-year window in your kid's life where you are, as an adult, the parent, you are the most important person in their life, or the most important people in their life. And that 10-year window will close fast because after that 10-year window, think about it, they're teenagers. Who are the most important people to them when they're teenagers? Their friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, significant others. And then they, get into the early adult age. Either they go off to college or they go into join the workforce. And then their most important people become their workmates, or perhaps their, people that they're going to college with. And once again, significant others. They get married and then, you got to think about, then their most important people are who they're supposed to be, their spouses, and then their kids, and they just get life. Life happens. So for those of you who have little kids, I remember thinking at one time in my life, I was like, man, I'll be glad whenever they're older and I can go do my own thing. And I don't have to worry about watching all these kid cartoon shows and whatever, not all the time. I don't have to worry about what movie I'm going to go see. I can go see a movie if I want to. I can go eat what I want to. I can sleep late. I can do what I want to. But you know what? I would give anything to turn the clock back about 10 plus years and be able just to sit there with them on a Friday and a Saturday night and watch those TV shows, and to go outside and jump on the trampoline, and to go for a bike ride, or to do so. Or we used to go, one thing me and my kids used to do is we used to go to Toys R Us back when it was open. It tells you how old I am. And we would go in there and we would throw balls up and down the aisle, ride bikes in Toys R Us. And then we'd go to Walmart in the middle of the night, and we would just, guess back when Walmart was open for COVID 24/7, and we'd go there at night and just explore. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. We played hide and go seek in the dark at my house. We turned the lights off. Those a lot of days in the summertime like this, it was hot, and we'd spend at Castaway Cove Water Park. And again, I just remember thinking about how tiring it was for me. But man, I would give anything to be able to go back to that again. But just even if it was just for one day, I'd love to be able to go back to that for one day. And it used to be a time when we would also go to Mississippi once in the summer to see my mom and my dad, and that was always exciting. And then we would, my mom and dad might come here, and there was just so much that changed. Because back then my life was all about my kids, 100%. If you knew me, my kids were my life back then. That was it. And now, I mean, I very seldom even see them, very seldom even talk to them. Just a text here or there, maybe. And I don't even get, matter of fact, here's something crazy. Cameron, Weatherman Cam, is old as my son Hayes' age, or right there in that ballpark, Hayes and Holisty's age. And I know I work with Cameron, but I talk to Cameron way more than I do my own kids. And it's sad. It's really sad. Of course, some of it's my own fault because, I'm busy and I don't really have time to, talk and to do things. So Sundays I try to anyway. I try to. What's to me is the saddest thing though, just kind of reflecting on the past. And my mom and dad are getting old. They're both in their 80s. My mom is 80. My dad, I think, is 82 or 83. He's 80. I think he's 80. I think he's 83, maybe. I can't remember, but he's getting old, and you can tell he's getting old, and his body's wearing out. Things are running down. They're wearing down fast. My mom, she's still going, but even my mom, you can tell that she's even kind of slowing down a little bit. And it's what is sad to me, the saddest thing about everything is here. It isn't, I don't think that being dead or losing your parents, that's going to be sad. But what's sadder to me is watching this stuff go downhill and get old. Remembering how things used to be and then seeing where they are now. That tears me up, man. It really does. I used to cut grass. I cut a lot of yards and stuff here in Texoma. And there was this older couple's house that I cut. And I believe that she was in her 80s, like mid 80s. I think the husband, he was 90. And, you could see where they used to be this house that was probably so much fun for grandkids to come and visit. They had stuff in the yard. They had playhouses and toys and all that stuff. But it was all going downhill. It was all, beginning to rot and fade. And you knew they hadn't been played with in probably 10 years. So you think back, this place was probably full of life 10 years ago. And now it's, you don't even have, you don't really even, nobody's playing with this stuff anymore. This is all junk now. But at one time, that was somebody's life. And it rips my heart out, Judy, because at one time, my parents' house where they live is a beautiful place. They have a big house, big everything. And at one time and it still is a great place, but one time it was full of life. And now it's not. It's starting to go downhill. I mean, they take good care of the place. They cut the grass, they keep it all looking as good as they can, but you can see wear and tear. You can see wear and tear on the house. You can see it aging. Just like you can see my parents aging. You can see my kids aging. I can see myself aging. But here's the hardest thing for me, harder than anything. And I know I'm depressing you guys, and I'm sorry. Harder than anything else is mentally, I feel like and still think I'm 25 years old. I mean, you can ask Cameron. I don't act my age. But then I remember that I'm 2 years shy of 50, and I'm just right at 10 years from being 60. So, there's a lot of, that's what I have to look forward to. I don't want to get old. I don't want to be run down, but it's coming. There ain't nothing I can do about it. So again, sorry I depressed you guys tonight. I didn't mean to. Let's quickly talk about some weather. All right. So I'm going to share this screen here with you. There it is. Now let's make it let's make it big. Let me do a couple things here to this. I got to hide this here first. Hold on. All right, there we go. Now, all right. So this is the radar, if you will. And if we kind of look tonight, there's some storms. This is a pretty nice little band of storm. Pretty good coverage of storms back here in the Texas Panhandle. These are what we call those little small hit and miss summertime thunderstorms. The upper level winds are real weak this time of the year, so there's nothing to help them spin or help them grow stronger or whatnot. Basically, they're just some thunderstorm boundaries, leftover humidity and warm air with basically no cap in place, and you get these little hit and miss little summertime thunderstorms here. And if it can get hot enough during the daytime and dry enough, you can get those microbursts. We saw some of those up in Oklahoma today. But this little band of thunderstorms I'm watching back in here, there's some indications that this is going to gradually, toward morning, kind of shift over into here. And that could be a focal point for some thunderstorms tomorrow. So there will be some decent thunderstorms and showers and thunderstorms in some areas tomorrow. Downpours and a little lightning, a little thunder, maybe a little gust of wind, but nothing major. There could wind up being more thunderstorms around than today. And there was some good coverage up here in Oklahoma today, but it could be further to the east. So again, these are not severe thunderstorms. I mean, if you do, it's a little bit of wind, but this is not the same as the spring. These are not tornadic. These are not tornado producing thunderstorms. These don't produce giant hail. And, typically they don't produce a lot. They can isolate strong wind gusts. That's about it. So, so here's the future tracker, or we used to call it future tracker. I call it future radar now. It just makes more sense. It's what radar might look like, and a lot of the latest runs of it just they go back and forth, but they don't handle the situation very well. Oftentimes this time of the year because you don't have any organization to the atmosphere. But you can see some scattered hit and miss storms around tomorrow, and there could be some around tonight. And then we get into Saturday, and there still might be some around, but not a lot. But we might see temperatures go up a little bit as we head into the weekend, maybe a little bit, but not anything too bad. So, all right. So I'm going to stop sharing that. And anyway, so Cameron says at dinner tonight, my best friend in Texas is almost 50. I would agree with that. I mean, it's my wife always tells me that Cameron is not your friend. He's your coworker. Or he's your I forget the name she puts it as, but anyway, he's your employee or whatever. But no, I think Cameron's a friend. I am his supervisor and his superior and whatnot. I mean, I do give him, guidance and whatnot. But at the same time, you know what, we have a lot in common, and we do hang out some. So, so I don't know about next weekend, Darla. We'll have to just wait and see. I had to just wait and see how it all plays out. Pattern looks like as we head towards the 4th of July. I mean, there could be some thunderstorms around, so we'll just have to see how it all plays out. So, yeah, I'd say Cameron for sure is my friend. I would definitely say. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm old enough to be his dad, but I'd definitely say Cameron's a friend. When I was in college, my best friend was a guy named Keller Watts, and he was I was 18, 19, and he was 28. He was my best friend. Still great friends to this day. So anyway. Well, it's about time for me to jump off here in just a minute here. So yeah, I've been watching, just give y'all a quick update on Jaden Knowles. Been watching Jaden Knowles. He just continues to do very well out there in Denver. Really has a real good big market look to him, man. But he still looks the same, still acts the same, but you can just tell he's just doing a real good job. Man, and what's cool is whenever he goes to cover severe weather, he's at this young kid that came from Wichita Falls, Texas, this little old market here, is better at covering severe weather than their more seasoned weather people out there. He knows more about what little time he spent here. He knows more about it than they do. But that's not surprising because in big markets, oftentimes they hire a face and they don't hire someone who knows a lot about weather. I mean, I've tried to get my ultimate dream has always been to be a chief meteorologist in Dallas, Texas. They won't even look at me because I've been in a small market for a long time. I can promise you, that out of all the weather people they have down there in that market, I can forecast circles around them, and I could cover severe weather and day-to-day weather better than most of them. But you know what? Since I've been in a small market, they won't even look at me. So this is where I'm not bitter, but I'm happy where I am. But it was just a dream of mine. But I'm just telling you, the big markets, a lot of times you go there and their weather talent just isn't that good. So your son, well, she's almost 100. Nah, well, I honestly hope I don't live to be 100. Honestly, I don't. Remember that whatever your actual age is, your mind will never catch up, but your body will tell you. And that's probably right. I couldn't have said it any better myself, Donna. Because my body does feel older. I got something wrong with my tennis elbow, I guess it hurts so bad sometimes. My back hurts real bad sometimes. Other parts of my body don't work sometimes. And no, I'm not looking to leave. I never have been, but it was always a dream of mine to go. I'm just saying they wouldn't look at me because I've been here in this market. I've been in a small market. I'm just saying they wouldn't. I know they wouldn't. Because I have tried in the past to go to Dallas. There was a chief job open there, and I did try, and they wouldn't even give me the time of day. This was years back, though. So they told me, sorry, we don't look at anybody outside of a top 5 market. So Wichita Falls is a 150. So no, I am not leaving. No. Matter of fact, I just signed a new deal last year, so I'm here for at least 2 more years. I don't know what the future holds, but I'm here for at least 2 more years. So I'm happy here too, Cameron. If I weren't happy, I wouldn't have resigned. So, all right, guys, I've got to go. I've got to get ready for the newscast here, coming up here in about 10 minutes. And we'll be tracking those little showers and thunderstorm chances out there coming up here in a minute. Until then, everybody have a great night and a great Friday. End of the work week, 1 week away from the 4th of July here. And we'll have all the we'll have another update for you tomorrow night. Maybe we can drag old weatherman Cam, but he is on vacation, so I understand. So, all right.